y'all niggas heard?
Back in the money now.
Ounces, eighths, quarters, whole bird.
Back in the money now.
What y'all niggas heard?
Back in the money now.
Ounces, eighths, quarters, whole bird.
Back in the money now.
Money making motives, selling quarters, smoking apes. Double up the orders if you tryna get some weight. Post up with me while the shorties do the bop. You ain't making money cause you fucking with the thoughts. Greed'll make you evil, credit'll keep you broke. Can you pay me tomorrow? The answer is hell no. You know I know what I'm doing, I'm cooking a straight drop. Neighbors always complaining I'm taking over they blocks. I run all over the city distributing what I do. Pay in order for me to bring it over to you. Slipping is a fetish, that's what you get for too much shining. Seeing is believing, that's what I teach you when I'm grinding.
What y'all niggas heard?
Back in the money now.
Ounces, eighths, quarters, whole bird.
Back in the money now.
What y'all niggas heard?
Back in the money now.
Ounces, eighths, quarters, whole bird.
You can catch me out the Chicago moving music like I'm moving the dough. Money coming fast, it seem like when you stay on the go. I'm on the road, got pussies packed and causes half of his soul. Come off collect all year long, working the song. Now I'm back on, gotta show these niggas why I was gone. Back in the money grown, making sure my money stay long. I'm in the fucking zone. Go hard or go home, I did both and managed to still move merch. And yes sir, I can straighten ya if you need that work. Know what I'm talking about? Smokers, snorters, and poppers. Fuck what you niggas heard, I'm about to dollar. Keep proper.
What y'all niggas heard?
Back in the money now.
Ounces, eighths, quarters, whole bird.
Back in the money now.
What y'all niggas heard?
Back in the money now.
Ounces, eighths, quarters, whole bird.
Back in the money now.
Lights all around me, trying to dodge your flash. I know money's a bitch, but I'm addicted to her ass. Lock her in a box, label with a stash. Wrap her in rubber bands inside of a paper bag. Yeah, mama told me to make it out. A lot of niggas gon' try to fake you out. She say whoever scream loyalty first used to be the first to try to take you out. Treat music like the soda bake route. Bake your cake out, fuck till the day break out. Time to break out, soon as she order take out from the steakhouse. Put my shit on and break out. Flood the city like Katrina, no exit route. When the money reach our neck, then we exit out. They tapping from the phone to the text out. Every night, different flight, different trap house.
What y'all niggas heard?
Back in the money now.
Ounces, eighths, quarters, whole bird.
Back in the money now.
What y'all niggas heard?
Back in the money now.
Ounces, eighths, quarters, whole bird.
Back in the money now. 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 Back in the money now.
Okay. We need to talk about this. Oh, let me stop that. We need to talk about this. Let me come up on camera. When the truth comes to the light, man. We got to be honest. Bots, we got to be honest. Xbox community, we have to be honest. I'm at work. I'm on a 15-minute break. I head to Twitter, and I look in the DMs to see what the group chat is talking about. And I see this link to a tweet, and it's a Bloomberg article about Halo. And I read the article on my break, and I'm trying to pull whether this is a good or a bad thing in terms of what's actually going on in the article and what's being told. And it's crazy that we're getting this information now after the release of Halo Infinite. But we're definitely going to talk about it. Y'all going to get my perspective on it, and I'm going to get y'all perspective on it. Shout out to LBK, the legend. What's up? What up? Church Shoes. Play Rose, what up? 6200 Block was good. Big Stout, my brother, was good. Phenom, what's up? Who else? 22. Mac City Entertainment was good. Tag Kid 86. Master Sif 40. Heat the Stevens. CTR2. We got Pumpkin Queen. We got Michelle Brown. We got Alpha Will. We got Deepata 9064. This article released on the same day as Halo Infinite. So you wonder how long they've been holding this article. And I think they've been holding this article for a while. I think it's been written up, and I think they decided to send this article, make this article go live the same day that Halo is released. But we definitely going to talk about it. Hanzo Beats, Fleshbone, Bam Reacts. I'm trying to, what's up everybody? Is there a cause for concern in 343? And I think there is. And there needs to be some restructuring going on at the studio. Now, I did a previous video, I think that was yesterday or the day before. I'm not sure. Time is just all over the place right now. And I was asking, was Bonnie Ross the right person for the job at 343? And this article tells all. It is some damning things in this article. You would think that the studio that has control over the most precious IP would be taken care of the most, that wouldn't have these issues or would be going through what we have read in this article. If you haven't read the article yet, we're going to go through it together. Because I think, despite what the multiplayer is, and it's good, despite what the campaign is right now in its current state, I think there's cause for concern for the future of the Halo IP. And until Microsoft makes some big changes at 343, I'm not too happy for the future of Halo. I know it's Halo Day, and I know all the Xbox want to enjoy Halo. Hey, I'm going to enjoy Halo right after this if I can boot it up. I tried to boot it up earlier, and it was still telling me to pre-order. So I'm going to check. Yeah, I think it's live now because it usually say, I'm going to boot it up. So it's booting up now. I got the audio in my ear. But I'm not too happy about the future of Halo, especially if it's a game as a service and they're talking about over a 10-year span. They're going to have to make some big changes at that studio. I did not expect that, because it used to say multiplayer. And now they took the multiplayer out. I gotta, download. Okay. Oh, campaign not installed. Oh, they let you download whatever language you want. Okay, apply. Okay. Update now. Well, then we're gonna go, I guess you go to apply. Okay, there we go. So my Halo, sorry about that. My Halo is downloading. Shout out to Heath Stevens, Emmanuel A1, Steve Zobone, Ty Kid 86, Cree Raw. Hey, Emmanuel, I know, look, one thing I'm going to say, Emmanuel, look, you're a hardcore Xbox. And I appreciate that. But we can't criticize the other side, right? And then when we hear things on our side, we can't look the other way. We'll be hypocrites. We have to learn to take the good with the bad, right? And in this article, I heard more bad than good. I'm just being honest. And I have to be honest. In this article, I heard more bad than good. It is a fucking shit show, excuse my vulgarity, at 343. That's what I got out of that article. It is a shit show at 343. This is supposed to be one of your prestigious studios because they have access to one of your prestigious IPs. The biggest IP that your brand has, this studio has control over it. And from this article, it is a shit show. Now, the last show when I was talking about Halo, I asked, what has they been doing for the last 4, 5 to 6 years? Well, we know. We know what's been going on. And we're here to talk about it. Let me bring up this article. And they tried, and it's crazy though, right? They tried to use this headline. Let me bring this up here. Because I want y'all to go through this with me, okay? Okay, let me switch here. And then I got to switch back here. Okay, I want you all to go through this with me, right? We're going to bring this up. Look at this, all right? I'm going to scoot this up. Look what they did with the headline. How Microsoft Halo Infinite went from disaster to triumph. Where's the triumph in the article? Only that they got it out a year later, right? They consolidated majority of the game to one area because previously, prior to this, they said you was going to be able to go anywhere on the ring. They said you was going to be able to fly anywhere on the ring, right? So they consolidated and stripped a very large portion of this game to one single. That's why you only got one environment. Right? Co-op Forge 6 months. Damn near half a year or longer. Right? Look, we cannot take this. We cannot turn the other cheek. We cannot look the other way. We have to put pressure on Microsoft, Xbox, Phil Spencer, whoever. If this, look, Bonnie Ross need to go. No disrespect to her. She has to go. Evidently, you don't know what you're doing. You got infighting over there, huh? You got infighting. They fight internally, right? Fighting internally. Old, outdated software and engines that's causing all types of issues. Everybody scattered around doing their own thing, trying to puzzle some shit together. You have more contractors than actual workers who can only stay there for an 18-month period, right? So when they leave, the knowledge of what they did leaves with them. So the next person got to come in and try to decipher what the other person left. And then in 18 months, that person gonna leave, and it's a constant cycle. This is not good. And I'm not gonna sit up here and act like this is good just because we got access. We didn't get the game we were supposed to get. The Halo we playing now is not the Halo we were told about or we were promised. This is a half-ass game. And it shows it. I ain't even look at the Digital Foundry thing, but I know. So what they do, they bring in Jason Staten. You know what he come and do? We need you to go in and fix this shit and get this game out as quick as possible. So what he come in and do? In order for us to get this game, this Halo game out the door, we have to strip everything. We have to strip everything down. And since it's we're gonna and then roll it out in pieces. Well, here go Forge in 6 months. Here go co-op in another 6 months. Here go another part of the story that's supposed to be with what we have now. We can't accept this. This is not acceptable. CB3 with the $2. Did you see the new Horizon Forbidden West gameplay post? It's flame. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's amazing. So Sony delayed that damn game for what game was that with the dog in it, with the dog with the feathers and shit? They delayed that game for about 7 or 8, 9 years. Let's go to this article, man, because the beginning of the article, right? The beginning of the article, it just talks about how Halo got started and stuff like that. 81 million copies brought in almost $6 billion. Halo by itself has brought Microsoft almost $6 billion in revenue. That's fucking incredible. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. I ain't got $1 of that $6 billion. But I could tell you this. I had great entertainment over the years with Halo 1, 2, and 3. Even Reach. Me and Noah beat Halo 5 on Legendary. Right? But we finna get to the nitty gritty because this is unacceptable. And you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, right? That they would have put Halo out the way it was. They would have put Halo Infinite out the way it was initially with that demo that they showed. If they didn't get that pushback from the fans. They would have still put it out. It's in the article. It wasn't until they got until the internet turned that demo upside down that they felt as though that they had to push it back. Say the community would have went along with it, and it would and the Craig meme and all that stuff wouldn't have talked about the we probably would have. Bruh, this shit is crazy. I'm not calling Halo Infinite trash. I'm calling a situation at 343 trash. I haven't played the campaign yet, Stout. Let me read. Hold on before we go forward. Let me slow down because I'm kind of heated right now. Just came off my lunch break. I took a shower on my lunch break. I didn't even eat lunch. I just said, let me hop in the shower because I'm finna go put in this work. I have to say it. I have to call it. Paul Rodriguez with the $5. So now we review games before playing them. I'm not reviewing the game. I'm talking about what's going on in the article. Come on, you got to play it first. I'm volcanoing right now. Maybe. I'm talking about what's in the article and what's going on at 343. Right? I haven't reviewed Halo. Everything I'm talking about is based off the information in this article, which came from people who work at 343 and some people who previously worked at 343. Look, we're not for the cap. That's one thing we're not about to do. I will play the game afterwards. It's downloading right now. It's 48.42 gigabytes. It's downloading right now. Big Stout with the $2. Post, are you saying Halo Infinite is trash? No. If y'all haven't read the article, we're going to get into the article. We're going to get into this article. Emmanuel A1. The amount of complaints don't match Game Pass price. Okay. Alpha Will with the $5. I hope you enjoy Halo, but I'm watching slow-mo play it, and gameplay look a little better than a N64 game. Post, don't let these bots stop you. I'm not. They will be mad at me, but we'll get over it. I know this Halo day, right? And no, I'm not going to do that. As soon as this thing download, I'm going to play the campaign. And I'm going to see for myself on my new OLED 55-inch C1, okay? New OLED 55-inch C1. Mounted on the wall right in front of me. We're going to see. But I'm going based off this article, right? Let's get into this article, right? After a messy reveal in 2020, the company's signature game franchise needed a rescue effort to get across the finish line. And that's why this guy was brought in. He wasn't brought in to give us the Halo we was promised. He was brought in to strip it down and get the game out in a year. Because it was such a mess that it wasn't going to make the 2020 date. And if it did, it probably would have been it would have been it would have been the demo we got at that they showed in 2020 that everybody shunned and didn't like. Okay? So we're gonna get to this, right? He said, even within Microsoft, there was wide acknowledgement that releasing a half-baked demo was a big mistake. We should have known before and just been honest with ourselves. Phil Spencer, Xbox head, said in a recent interview with British GQ magazine. We were there not out of deception, but more out of hope. I don't think hope is a great development for strategy, right? And this section just go through the birth of Halo. It talks a little about Joseph Staten, how he wrote on the first 3 Halos, Halo 1, 2, and 3. And then after he left Bungie, he became a senior creative director for Microsoft, where he also worked on big games like State of Decay and Crackdown. Okay? And it said a month after the debacle with the demos, Staten rejoined 343 Industries, the Microsoft-owned game studio that makes Halo, as its creative director. He's now the creative director of 343. All right? He said one of the first things he did was remind the studio demoralized staff. So before he came on, it was all types of stuff. They demoralized now. Huh? They demoralized. He's in front of a staff that's demoralized. That the franchise long-running success had actually been marked by several bumpy introductions. So he's saying, look, I've been here before. Back when I worked for Bungie, we kind of went through something similar. So he's being empathetic here, which is, again, because if you're standing in front of people that's demoralized, you want to personalize yourself, you want to relate to them, and you want to be empathetic. So you put yourself in their shoes and you say, hey, look, I've been through this before. With previous Halo launch, I think that was Halo 2, where they had people sleeping in the office just to get the game out. And they put out a demo that the final game looked nothing like. Right? Okay, so bumpy introduction, including a disastrous demonstration of the very first Halo game in 2001 that almost doomed the series before it even got started. We've had some rough demos over the years, he said. All right, so we got all the Halos and the date that they launched, you know. So they goes on to say that Staten or Staten, however you want to pronounce it, had to persuade Microsoft leadership to give 343 as much time as needed to fix things. Right? As much time? That sounds like infinite time. Well, they only got a year. Microsoft knew they couldn't hold Halo for that long. They wanted it to launch with the system because they knew it's a system seller, right? Right? Okay, Master Sip 42 with the $2. Is this J Dub's channel? No. 343 is in good hands now. No, they not. No, they're not. If you think no, they're not. Halo is not in good hands. This article lets me know. Even though Halo multiplayer is great, it's fun, it's awesome. I'm finna play the campaign once it gets through downloading. I don't believe Halo is in good hands. And I have every reason to. Yeah, Phil was not, to me, Phil wasn't checking up on it. Because when you're that higher up, you expect the people below you to do their jobs. I shouldn't have to come over you and stand over you to make sure you're doing your job the way you're supposed to. Because if I have to, that means that tells me that you're not the right person for the job. Right? Yeah, I'm a bot, right? Master Sif, I'm a bot. And you ask, is this a J Dubs channel? Because you expect me to look at this article and be blinded to the mess that I'm seeing at 343. I'm not blinded, brother. I'm gonna call it out. The bots don't have to agree with me. They can disagree with me. But when I read this article, nothing told me that it didn't tell me that I don't have to be concerned. I feel I have to be concerned about the future of Halo right now. Until we hear about some big changes and some big shakeup at 343 in terms of how they manage, in terms of how they structure, in terms of how they hire, in terms of the technology that they're using, it's all a mess. But y'all want me to do this. I can't do that. I don't do it for Sony. If I don't do this for Sony, I can't do it for Microsoft. So we're going to call it out. I'm going to call it out, right? I'm going to call it out. And then I'm going to go play the game. And I'm going to still give y'all my opinion after I play the game. But this article is a cause for concern, right? Microsoft saw Halo as a critical to influencing gamers to buy the new console. That's why they wanted it out on launch day. But releasing a buggy version could have soured players on the game. Yep. Now, this part talks about how Master Chief Collection came out buggy and all of that, and that left a sour taste in gamers' mouth, right? Now, we know 343 didn't do Master Chief Collection. They outsourced it to another studio. But 343 had to come behind that studio and clean everything up, right? After they did that and made the big changes that was needed, Master Chief Collection is booming, right? Now, right here, they're saying this. The risky decision to slow down seems to have transformed a potential disaster into a real success. In November, 343 surprised fans by releasing a free multiplayer mode of Halo Infinite on the 20th anniversary of the release of the first Halo game. Yeah, the multiplayer was smacking. It was smacking. By the next day, the game has set an Xbox record for most concurrent players on the online gaming platform, Steam. The full version went on sale December 8th to positive initial reviews. Halo Infinite can't be just another Halo. It needs to be the Halo that exists in your imagination, wrote CNET Review. Incredibly, against all odds, pretty much. I'm not worried about that, okay? It got some great reviews, some great previews. It also got some mixed reviews, Now, let's see here. Where are we at? Where's the portion that I want to talk about? Community is 180. Okay, here you go. That's talking about the game itself. Open world game. Okay, so here's what it says. It say all the factors played a role in the difficulties with Halo Infinite, right? So we're gonna go right here because I think this is where it starts. It starts right here. The Microsoft-owned studio has been characterized by flawed internal tech tools, infighting, and high turnover, according to interviews with more than 20 current and former employees who requested anonymity because they weren't authorized to speak publicly. All the factors played a role in the difficulties with Halo Infinite, which the studio began planning in 2015. So they started planning Halo Infinite in 2015, right? Just after Halo 5, right? The last full installment of the game was released. After kicking around various formulas, the developers landed on an idea that stuck: Halo as an open world game. Rather than progress through a series of levels, players will explore a giant landmass. So they was talking about telling you can go anywhere on the ring. You can fly to the other side of the ring. Right? A giant landmass, completing missions in any order as they did in Nintendo's 2017's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is considered one of the greatest games of all time. Right? Follow me here. Blast from me too with the $2. They changed, bro. That was under old leadership. Now what? No, listen, brother. I see. Look, I read articles. I just don't read headlines. Right? Check this out. Video games are built using software tools called gaming engines. We know what gaming engines is. The engines used to build Halo was one that 343 had based largely on old code from Bungie. Parts of the engine and set of tools called Faber became infamous at the studio for being buggy and difficult to use. Within engineering, there's a concept known as tech debt, right? Tech debt, which refers to problems one puts up with because the previous programmers of a system chose quick, easy solutions over more sustainable ones, right? Faber's code, some of which dated to the early 2000s. Yo, we in 2013, 14, 15, 16, and they still using code from 2000, man. What are we doing here? How you go, bro? How you not, look, they were still using some of Bungie programming from 2000. What? Famous code, some of which dated to early 2000, has so much debt that some 343 engineers mockingly refer to it tech bankruptcy. That means it's too many problems to count. It's too many issues to even put a number on it. Just throw the whole thing away, basically. Just throw the whole thing away. The staffing at 343 was so unstable, partially because of its heavy reliance on contract workers who made up almost half the staff by some estimates. Microsoft restrict contractors from staying in their jobs for more than 18 months, which meant steady attrition at 343. What are we doing here? Look. You are a $2 trillion company, brother. All the time we as bots or Xbox fans or part of the community are celebrating Microsoft for their money. Right? Then why don't you hire permanent staff for your most prestigious IP? Why you got people running through a revolving door? One programmer go, another programmer come in, got to figure out what that programmer done. By the time that programmer probably figure out what he done and get into, then he going out the door with another 18 months, and somebody got to come in and do the same damn thing. That is not a sustainable gaming environment to be creating games like that. Because you're good. I can't believe this. I always thought that 343 was, over 500 employees? And they saying half of that are contract workers? What the hell are we doing here? What is they thinking? This is your most prestigious IP. You should be, fuck Perfect Dark. All the glamorous developers and programmers you're trying to get over there from Rockstar, you need to be putting them in 343. They should have the best and the top of the line devs for your most prestigious IP. But you got contractors rotating in like it's a dope line. What are we doing here? This is crazy. Look, I expect this from any other studio within Microsoft, right? I expect this from any other studio, right? That might not have their shit together. But the things that Halo has done for the brand, for the Xbox brand, I didn't expect this. I did not expect this. Ain't no reach, Mello. I ain't reaching. Brian Carter with the $2. 3 live shows. What's good? Give me another headline. I did not expect this. So look, it says Halo Infinite's creative direction was also in flux. So the direction of the game, and that's why I forgot his name. That's why the guy that Joseph Staten replaced, that's why he left, because he didn't agree when Joseph Staten came in. He didn't agree with the direction that he wanted to take Halo in to get it out the door. So he left, right? So it said Halo Infinite's creative direction was also in flux until unusually late in its development. Several developers described 343 as a company split into fiefdoms, with every team jockeying for resources and making conflicting decisions. So there's no solidarity there. Everybody is like a group for themselves. Why is this studio that has the biggest IP you ever put out fighting over resources or jockeying for resources for one of the most richest companies in the world? Who gonna answer that question for me? Why? You see that, right? Every team jockeying for resources and making conflicting decisions. So they're not in tune with each other. You got a group over here doing this. You got a group over there doing this. A group over here doing that. A group over there doing that. Then they coming together and all that shit conflict because they're not communicating with each other. They don't even know what each other doing. One developer describes the process as 4 to 5 games being developed simultaneously. Lord have mercy. Yo, look. I know y'all, look, I can't cap for this. This is damning. This is crazy. This is Halo. This is Halo. People understand what the Halo Master Chief, the biggest IP in Xbox history. One of the most iconic game figures in gaming. This is not your average Joe Blow game. If it was, I wouldn't be on streaming right now. I wouldn't. I don't know what this is, Heath to Steven, but it ain't what I thought it was. Look, by the summer of 2019, Halo Infinite was in crisis mode. Now, they started on Halo in 2015, right after Halo 5. 4 years later, so that means from 2015 to 2019, it was just no management, no organization, right? A group for themselves, rotating contract workers, old tech. Cause we damn sure didn't get the slip space engine tech in this Halo Infinite. I don't think. We might got some of it, but the way the slip space engine demo looked compared to what we have right now, nah. They just got our hopes up with that. Right? So it goes on to say about the summer of 2019, Halo Infinite was in crisis. mode. The studio decided to cut almost 2/3 of the entire planned game. 2/3. 2/3 of the entire planned game, leaving managers to instruct some designers to come to the office and do nothing. What? Yo! What? While the studio figured out the next move. Right? Eventually, the game's open world was cut back from a vast Zelda-like experience into something far smaller. Which was what we have now. I'll bet you that map was bigger than, we just got one portion of a map. Just give them this portion of a map. Make a story out of it. And it's a portion of this article where Joseph Stalin is going to say something, and it really upset me to even have that mindset. And we talked about this before, but I'm going to get to it. I'm going to keep going. It soon become clear to some on the team that even with the compromises, getting Halo Infinite into decent shape by the following fall would be impossible. Still, the timing of the release didn't seem up for discussion. So Microsoft was still pushing them to get it out by the fall, even though they knew all this bullshit was going on at the studio. What? Phil, what is you doing, bruh? Bruh, Bonnie Ross, Phil, what are you doing? You're not checking in on your studio? I know you knew this was going on. You're not going to step in and say nothing? And you, even though all this stuff is going on, contractors coming in and going out, old ass 2000 programming code from Bungie days, right? This group over here working and this group over there, nobody communicating or working on the same page, unorganized, not communicating, right? Clashing. And you're still telling them, fighting for resources, all that shit. And you're still telling them, get the game out by fall 22 because you're worried about selling Series X's because you don't want to fall behind Sony. What you still did. You still did. But why, if you knew, stop. Buddy Ross, what are you doing? You're not doing it right. Let me get you up out of here. We're going to get somebody in here that can get the damn job done. That could get this studio organized, right? That could get everybody on the same page, right? That could get some conversing amongst each other to put out the best product we can because this is our fucking best IP ever in terms of the history of Xbox. No one did that. No one said anything. The business side, that's where the business side of Microsoft comes in and say, we know all this. Yeah, that's on y'all. Y'all got to get that shit together. All I'm trying to say, make sure y'all have my shit out by November 2020. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to get y'all shit together. I don't care how y'all do it. I don't care how y'all get it done. Get your shit together, have it out by 2021. That's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like. Shout out to Mountain Sim 40 with the $2. Bad dev plan, yeah, but Stein boss now, overreacting. Stein is the creative director. He's not the boss. Bonnie Ross is still the head of 343 Master Sif. Come on now. You're a bot. You should know that. He's the creative director. He still has to answer to Bonnie Ross. Bonnie Ross is the overseer of the studio. All of this shit falls on her. Blasphemy too, the $5. Microsoft got rid of Olsen, Longo, and Chris Lee. They all left. They reached out to Joseph Stallings to right the ship. We only seen a year of what he can do. Yeah, somebody had to come in there. And he had to go in there and strip the fucking game to get it out. Emmanuel A1 with the $2. That's called anti-crunch. 343 should be Lord have mercy. Emmanuel, you gonna ride this ship, ain't you, Emmanuel? You are a true bot. You don't see or hear no evil, right? You hear no evil, see no evil, right? Emmanuel A. You hear no evil, see no evil when it comes to Microsoft, bro. You only see the good. Halo out, player. Just enjoy it. No, this says a lot about where the studio is. This says a lot. We need to be cognizant of this. This says a lot about where the studio is. Okay? Look at this. Look at this. Okay. The next Xbox, which means right. Hello, Infant, decent shape, but the following fall will be impossible. Still, the time of the release didn't seem to be up for discussion. Microsoft, look, release date not up for discussion. We're not pushing it back. We're not delaying. Fall 2020, you're gonna have to drop with the Series X, right? At least they thought. Microsoft told 343 that it had to be launched. It had to be a launch game for the next Xbox. Which meant releasing it in November 2020. Look, I don't care what the fuck y'all going to do. I don't care how organized you motherfuckers is in here. Huh? I don't care that y'all fight. Look, all I know is by November 2020, y'all better have this shit ready to launch for the Series X. That's what I hear when I read that. Oh, Paul on Volcano went out, Paul. On Volcano, that's how you gonna do me. It's cool though. I told you, but y'all ain't gonna like what I say. Y'all ain't gonna agree with what I say. But that's what make it so great. We don't have to agree all the time. I know y'all got y'all blinders on. Y'all can't see. Y'all don't want to see. Ears closed, blinders on. Y'all don't want to see, but you gotta see it, brother. You gotta see it. You can't be a hypocrite out here because you already know since this article out, Pony's about to use it against you. They're about to use it against you. They're probably on Twitter right now running amok. They're probably on talking about $500 million budget. 2,000. Look, they're probably running amok right now. So you have to be honest with yourself. Now watch this. Okay. Now, look. This was crazy. The demo changed all that. It should have changed before the demo. It shouldn't have took that live demo to know that what you had at that time was trash. It shouldn't have took that. Phil, you a gamer, you created, you should have known. You should have known. Look at this. Look at this. The demo changed all that. Microsoft said on August 11th, 2020, that it will delay the game. That's after it was shown. Now you want to delay the game. But prior to that, you just told 343, look, y'all need to make that due date. And you knew the shit was in. Phil's take all the time how he going around to different studios seeing what they working on. I'm pretty sure he stopped at 343, saw the condition Halo was in. You knew Craig was in that demo. And you still let Craig run out there. Go ahead, Craig. Go ahead, Craig. You look good, Craig. Don't worry, Craig. I got you, Craig. Just pat it down, Craig. Just pat it down. Put your shield up. Pull your shield up, Craig. Okay. You look good, Craig. All your skin, Craig. Okay. All right, now when Master Chief pull up, Craig, you know what you got to do. You got to look. Craig is Craig. Look, put your hands up. Try to fight back, Craig. He gonna kick your ass, Craig. But you got to make... Look, you knew not to put that shit out there. Look at this. That it would delay the game, though it left the exact time in vague. Now, when Stein arrived, he pushed his bosses to let 343 take his time. Why do he have to push? It should have been a given. They just made a meme out of this whole game, and he still had to come in and push for extra time or a longer time. They was probably trying to give him 6 months. He had to probably push for another 6 months, a year or so. This is crazy. Let 314 take his time, presenting them with a list of features that would make Halo Infinite a success if time weren't the only factor. They were still under pressure. Despite the delay. Because Microsoft told them we will only give y'all a year. No longer. We can't go nowhere beyond a year. It's vital to the sales of the Series X. And evidently, outside of that, they had nothing else first party wise to put out or that they could put in that window. So we're going to give y'all a year, nothing more, nothing less. And y'all got to see what y'all can do with that year, which is crazy. I wouldn't even put a time limit on it. Look, take the time y'all need. This is Master Chief. This is Halo, right? This is, like I said, this is one of our most prestigious IPs. Take the time you need to give us the best Halo experience possible. Whether that's 6 months, a year, or even longer. Would the fans be mad that they have to wait? Could it affect the sales of some of the Series X's? Sure. But when the game come out, the experience that they will receive will supersede the time that it took for them to get it. And they will appreciate it even more. But I'm going to tell you why they didn't do that or why they didn't say that. Because it's in this article, right? Let me see if I'm coming up on it. What he said, Stein said, as a player, starting like how computer-controlled Marines in the early versions was joined up with him on the battle. Yeah, in the early versions of Halo, the Marines fought with you. They didn't just stand around at a location while you do all the work. They fought with you. When they came to the vehicles, they hopped in a vehicle with you. And they hopped on the turret. And they'll be shooting enemies. Or you could hop on the turret and then the enemy AI will hop in the vehicle and drive you where you needed to be. And the driving on them games were pretty cool for their time in terms of the AI. Bungie, in terms of AI, they had some of the best AI in Halo, you know. And so what he was saying was that at the time that he took over, he says Marines in Halo were programmed to stay frustratingly close to the spot where the players first encounter them. Yeah, I've seen games like that where you go, you find soldiers or something like that, and then after you find them, they just stand in the spot that you find them in. They don't follow you or nothing like that, and you just move on to the next point. And that's what they was doing here. The soldiers wasn't doing nothing. And I'm glad he kind of checked that because I think that's something as gamers, as Halo fans, we would have recognized that. We would have recognized that. Coming from the other Halos, Halo 1, 2, and 3, where the soldiers, shoot with you. Now, they're not tough soldiers. They get killed, but at least they'll fight and shoot with you. Okay? But they kind of say, well, but I want to skip that because I want to go to, here we go right here. I think this is it. In the end, 343 fixed the graphics problems and Stein got his roaming Marines. But Halo Infinite isn't yet a finished product. That's okay in a way. Listen to this. That's okay in a way. That wouldn't have been true for past versions. Since the release of the last full version of the game, the industry has moved more towards regularly updated games than periodic releases of entirely new titles. Y'all know what he's saying, right? It's okay that Halo is not finished. Because we could just update it along the way. Because that's where we're at in the internet age. Where we could put out half-ass products, still charge you for these half-ass products, and just update them along the way. He's just confirming it's not a finished product. that Halo in this form right now is not a finished product. But that's okay. Because back then we didn't have the ability. We had to give you a complete product. In the age we're in now, we could just update the game. What are we doing here? Look, we could just update the game. It's cool. The game ain't finished though, but we in an age where we could just update the game. We could give you Forge in 6 months. We could give you co-op in 6 months. And we could give you whatever in 6 months. Features and whatever. CB3 with the $5. That's why Halo shouldn't have been free to play. They're going to give you the other pieces of the game that should have been there and launched. Shake my head. Yes, it's crazy. You can't even replay campaign missions. They have to add that feature to replay campaign missions. This is not a complete product. This is not a complete Halo game. But guess what? We can update the game. But we still going to charge you $60 for an incomplete game. Right? And somebody asked me, a post up, would you back? No. You go by the disc, the game is not on the disc. You can't play it offline because the actual game is not on the disc. The disc is just authenticated to download as a pretty much authenticated or a key to download the digital version. What's the point? Hey, no, I know it's probably smacking. But I have to give my opinion on this article. The studio is planning to add some key features as updates, including co-op mode, which lets gamers play campaign with a friend, and Forge, which allow for the creation of multiplayer maps. For now, Halo players are content to play the version 343 is releasing. It just has a really good balance of new and old, which can cater to classic and newer fans alike. Who compared Halo Professional Esports League under the name Alumni before becoming a team manager that has been one of the biggest game changers. Look, and that's the end of the article. I'm concerned. I have a cause for concern. Okay, I know who it is. I know. Bay Area. Yeah, I know who you are, Bay Area. I know who you are, Bay Area. Why you put it under this one, though? That is cool, though. I still thank you for your support. Bay Area with the $5. Suppose this doesn't sound good, but don't forget that Halo Infinite single player and multiplayer is supposedly a 10-year game with content and updates. See? That's why they got you, player. I'm not used to this. I'm not used to Halo releasing like this. You release an incomplete game with incomplete features that goes beyond just co-op and Forge. Right? The battle pass sounded good. The progressions sounded good until we actually got hold of it. The only bright spot in this is that the multiplayer is so fucking good. That's the only bright spot, that the multiplayer is so fucking good. Now, I'm going to try to campaign today. I'll be able to spend some time with it. In a minute, time with it. Maybe 30 minutes because I have to go pick up my children for school. You know. Noah said he's playing on Legendary. Not too bad. But I got to question Noah's opinion, though. Noah is a true bot. He's like Emmanuel A1 when it comes to Xbox content. He's going to find the good in everything. And that's what he's going to tell you. He's going to find the good in everything. And all he's going to tell you is that good. And he came, the first thing he said when he came in here, post up. This game's smacking, bro. My brother Noah say that for every Xbox game. He say that for every X. Rob, who randomly robs everybody with the $5. Just showing some support. I'm out here trucking in these streets, bro. Keep doing your thing, bro. Thank you, Rob, for the support. I really appreciate it. Drive safe, homie. Stay safe, homie. And yeah, get out there and get your money, bro. I see you. I just left work getting money, and I'm on the street doing the same thing. So we both getting to it, brother. Post, you're complaining about Bungie has been doing this for years, brother. Destiny is doing the same thing, but play the game first before judge. I'm not even judging the game, man. This more so about the culture at 343 than it is about Halo. I haven't judged Halo Infinite campaign yet. I haven't said anything bad about it. This report is basically about the culture at 343. And I thought it was a lot better than that. This doesn't... Look, let me tell you something. Hold on. I know y'all are trying to get on me about the game. I'm not down in the game. I haven't played the campaign, and I said the multiplayer is marvelous. It is marvelous. Once you start playing, you can't. And I'm not gonna even play it. I'm not gonna play the game right now. I'm gonna wait till after work and play Halo, cause I know if I play it now, I gotta go pick up my kids in 30 minutes, right? And if I start playing now, then I'm probably going to miss the window of picking up my kids. I told you I had to pick up my daughter from night school, and she got out at 6 o'clock, and it was 5:55, and I was still playing Halo. Was thirsty. I know. And I was still playing Halo. So this stream is not so much about Halo, the game itself, because I haven't played it. Once I play it, I will give y'all my true opinion on that. This is about the culture at 343, the structure, the organization, and the management at 343, and how that will affect the future of Halo. Whether it's as a service, IP, whatever, I'm a bit concerned. And hopefully, after this article, which is in the light, which everyone is going to be talking about, hopefully, the same way we got them to delay Halo after that first demo in 2020, the way the gaming community spoke up, hopefully we'll speak up to get some big changes made at 343, some new management, some new restructuring and organization there. Because this should never happen again for a Halo game. Never. All right? This should never. All right, Dirk Griggity with the $5. Shout out to my bro, Dirk Griggity. Halo Infinite was definitely in development hell, but it's good to see that they preserved. Maybe there needs to be some changes up top at 343. Thank you, Dirk. Thank you for that. And that's all I'm saying. Yes, it was in hell. Yes, it's a light at the end of the tunnel in terms of the multiplayer. I haven't played the campaign yet, but from what I hear is great. It's wonderful. It got a lot of high praise. But for the future going forward, in terms of this IP and this game as a service, you cannot continue down the road that you're on right now. And the people that you have running 343, you cannot stick with them. And I'm sorry. It starts at the top. I blame Phil. I blame Bonnie Ross. I blame Matt Booty. Because Phil at the top, he's at the board on the table. Matt Booty took over his position, which he's the head of all the studios. Right? And then you got Bonnie Ross, which is over 343. So Matt Booty, what have you been doing, Matt Booty? Or this probably happened, or this looked like it was probably going on before you even took over that position. But when you took over that position and you saw this going on at the studio, why you didn't step in? Well, I get it. You don't step in now. You stay the course, despite it being all type of ratchetness going on over there. You stay the course because you're trying to get Halo out in November of 2020. And if you start firing people, letting go people and stuff like that, then it will take longer for Halo Infinite to come out. And you don't want that because you know it's a system seller. And you know it was the only game that you had coming out in the holiday season of November 2020. You know it. So what I want to see is what type of changes that are going to take place going forward. Because I'm telling you now, Bonnie Ross is definitely not the person for the job. She's not. And from what I heard, she's not even a gamer. She comes from another executive branch of Microsoft. I think she's good with numbers and things like that. I don't know. But this ain't this way. I'm going to play the game. I might enjoy the game. But I still can be concerned for the future of Halo. And I will be until we see some changes at 343. Some big changes. And stop hiring all them damn contract workers. Get some permanent employees in there. Pay some people. Pay some people. Halo has made you over $6 billion. In this article, it said Halo has generated $6 billion. You mean to tell me you ain't got enough to permanently hire some people to consistently put out a high product, a high quality product? Look at that. Look at that. Blockbuster gaming franchise, which has sold more than 81 million copies and brought in almost $6 billion. That's Halo by itself. I know you got the game, you got toys. Look, $6 billion. You got more than enough. You have made more than enough to hire the right people to consistently put out a high quality product for your most prestigious title. All right? That's all I'm saying. Left and secure with the $5. Phil needs to go. He a nerd gamer. Oh, man. He a nerd gamer. Bonnie needs to go. And 343 needs creative freedom like the rest of the studios. You need people who care about Halo. I don't think creative freedom is they need more than they need structure. They need guidance. They need some permanent employees. They don't need contractors rotating every 18 months. And then another contractor got to come in and figure out what the previous contractor was doing before he can even start doing what he got hired for. No wonder why it's just. And I do agree with you. Bonnie needs to go. I do agree. Bonnie needs to go. Matt Booty needs to get on his job in terms of, overseeing the studios and making sure they're doing what they're doing, because your talk ain't, what they say, your audio ain't matching your visuals. They're not. We hear this thing about giving our studios all creative freedom, and that's cool. Give them organization, right? Give them guidance. Give them confidence. Give them the proper tools to get their job done as efficient as possible. Get them off 2002, the year 2000 programming. That Bungie stuff should have been out the door. I thought that's what the Slip Space engine was being created for. I just don't know. Yeah. I just don't. Your high quality IPs and Master Chief deserve more respect than that. He deserves way more respect than that. Yeah, because the internet. I think the internet came along and kind of. Because back in the day when we didn't have the internet, developers had to create a whole game. They weren't able to leave out features. Well, depending on what feature they were choosing to add and then strip out. But you had to get a full game that had to be debugged, that had to be tested multiple times for bugs and stuff. So they had to make sure that they was coming out to gate with a complete product. Now, in the age of the internet, they don't even care about complete products no more. Get the game out enough in a sufficient state, and we'll just update the rest. And we, as the gaming community, we don't speak up enough about it. Because if what they give us in whatever state that they release the game is, if it's sufficient enough for us to play, for them to do whatever else they need to do or get them the time to do it, we will be content with that. We will be content with that. If they give us a game that's in a sufficient enough state for us to say, okay, oh, this cool to play. This should hold me over until they come with the other patches and drop the rest. That's how we are as gamers nowadays. Let me play this game. Is it playable? Oh, is it cool? Okay, I could play this. Okay, this cool. I could do this. It's okay. You know, I spent $60, but it's okay. Because it's playable. I can do this. They already told me they got a patch and an update coming in 6 months. I could play this until then. Nah, we got to start speaking up. This is a point post about the games made. I just was shocked Halo took that route. They're going to have to balance the model of the game and take community feedback seriously. I think they is taking it. I think on Reddit, they kind of shut down the Halo subforums because they was getting too disrespectful over there. I think they was sending death threats and all types of stuff, so they had to send it down. But I think we need to speak up a lot more in terms of the state of the game creation system that we're in with the internet. It's like developers have gotten, I don't want to say lazy, but you do want to say that because it's like you become more relaxed. Oh, you know, we ain't got to worry about that. You know, we just, you know, put this portion of the game out. You know, we'll just update the rest. You know, they still gonna buy it. They still gonna play it. And then 50 patches later, that's 28, 40, 200 some gigabytes later of patches and updates that was supposed to be there in the first place. Hey, here go the game you wanted. Here go the game you wanted. All right. So, I just wanted to come on in. I read this article. I just wanted to come in on here and express my opinion. Happy Halo Day. Happy Halo Infinite Day to all my Xbox community members. I know this ain't what y'all was expecting. I am going to play the campaign later on. I'm not going to play it now. I am downloading it now. It should be done. It looked like it's done. Let me see here. It looked like it is. Let me see here. No, I got it. Okay, that's going over. No wonder it's going over wireless. So it's halfway done. It should have been going faster than that, but I forgot. I don't have my Xbox directly connected to my router. But look, I just wanted to come on here and just give y'all my true opinion on how I felt about this article. Now, you can agree with me or you could disagree with me, but as long as we're driving the conversation. As long as we're having a conversation, as I always say. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share this out. I thank y'all for supporting. Shout out to everybody in the chat that supported today. In some way, it only takes a little to gain a lot. I'm very appreciative. Xbox player opinions was lost when people didn't cry out about Sea of Thieves release with nothing. You know what? I will say this, though. We didn't hear that about Sea of Thieves development culture, though. And those Sea of Thieves came out with a small amount of content, they hit the ground running. And just look how much content that those Sea of Thieves players got in a year. It was amazing. It was amazing. And when Sea of Thieves dropped, we didn't get no article saying there was conflict, there was infighting, people coming, people going, people confused about the directions. We didn't get none of that, you know? We didn't get none of that. So there's a wake-up call for Matt Booty, Phil Spencer, and the people over at 343. Y'all need to get it together, man. I hope they get it together, you know, because, you know, for future Halo games and future content and stuff like that, I hope that they get it together. And plus, it's the 8th today, right? Did we get any playlists? Did we get any playlists? Is there any new maps for the multiplayer? No. Is there any new playlists or maps? Can anybody confirm? Did we get any new playlists or maps today for Halo? Yes or no? Because I know they said they was gonna try to make the date, but they said they might not make it. Let me know. Can anybody confirm? I've been at work all morning. Now look at Everwild. Yeah, Everwild. Everwild, they show Everwild, and at the time that they show it, they didn't know even what the game was. They just showed the trailer of something that they was working on. Didn't know what the game was going to be, and it's probably be a while before we see it. Only thing I know was a trailer drop for the live action series. And some folks saying, I'm still at work, laugh, holla. Yeah, you and me both, man. But I'll see. I don't think anything dropped, because if it did, Noah be in the chat talking about posts. There's new maps. I would have seen it on Twitter and stuff like that. So, yeah. And this is Jason Schreier. He said, a couple of tidbits that were trimmed from the article. 343 said Faber was so difficult to use that they spent months considering a switch to Unreal. I remember that. The rumors of 343 using Unreal to do a Halo. But they didn't. I remember that. Damn. The tool was so difficult, they spent months considering a switch to Unreal. The game was delayed multiple times. One early plan was to release multiplayer in 2019. In the campaign in 2020. And as usual, one of Halo's Infinite biggest development problems was labor. A large chunk of 343 workers were on contracts and couldn't stay longer than 18 months due to Microsoft restrictions. Full-time promotions were rare, so the studio was constantly losing talent and knowledge. That's crazy. That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, and curious, why didn't they decide not to go with Unreal Engine? A few reasons, I'm sorry. One was that they didn't think it could capture the same Halo feel that has been getting tweaked and tuned by Bungie in 343 since the late 1990s. So you stayed with the engine because you wanted the Bungie Halo effect. You wanted to stay true to the original Halo, I'm guessing. And you thought switching to a new engine or a different engine kind of would have took away from that. Bungie ain't at Microsoft no more, player. Bungie gone. Bungie ain't there no more. And I know some of y'all came over from Bungie, but y'all not Bungie. All right? Take some chances. Take some risk. Take some chances. Take some risks. Do something different. You don't have to stray too far from the core. But you mean to tell me you stuck with these old tools that Bungie made? Because of basically nostalgia in terms of the artistic and the core of the gameplay of Halo. That is crazy. Like, man. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to keep going. Nope. No new playlists or maps, or it doesn't look like I'm playing it. Or it doesn't look like I'm playing it. Okay. CB3 was $2. Sony would never treat none of their IPs like, not their big IPs. CB3. Not their big IPs. Nah. Not their big IPs. I mean, Sony titles do have glitches and things like that, but they always make sure presentation-wise that they're graphically that they're delivering the best that they can for their IPs. You might have some glitches right there, but you're gonna be like, man, this motherfucker right here is melting my eyes. You know? You understand? It's melting your eyes because it looks so good, you know? And presentation is everything, because your what I'm looking for. Your first impression is usually your last impression. And so that's the one thing that Sony does. They know, and I hate to say this, but gamers, I'll say male gamers. A lot of us male gamers look at games the same way we look at women. We assume because that woman is beautiful that she bad, she cold. Even though we ain't from a distance, we're assuming this. Because I would say gameplay wise, and I'm correlating this to actually being with the woman. We haven't been with the woman long enough to see how she is, to see what she's like, to see if she's fun to be around, to see what her character's like, to see where she's at mentally. All we know, we see a beautiful woman and she cold as hell. We look at the games the same way. We look at this game cold. We ain't played it. We don't know how it feel. None of that. But since it looked good, we assume that it's automatically a great game. Well, we know a woman can look beautiful and be beautiful, but nah, baby, she ain't got it. She ain't got it all. She empty inside. She ain't got it up here. Or she just not cool. She look good, but she just not cool to be around. I'm just not feeling her vibe. We do that with gaming, but we don't make that we don't make that until we play the game. Oh, it look good. But just something about it. Ratchet and Clank gave me that feeling. When I seen Ratchet and Clank, it looked beautiful. Graphics, like, wow, this shit look like a Pixar movie. Then I played the game and found out it was empty. It had no soul. Gameplay was short. I was doing the same thing, platforming. I got 1,500 guns. I could use one throughout the whole everything. It was just, it looked good, but it just lacked something. It just didn't do it for me. Even though I beat it, I completed the main story. I didn't do all the side missions. I usually don't. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for coming out. Yeah, Phenom, it had no soul, man. It had no soul. Jump here, shoot here, jump here, shoot here. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. It just, and the way I discern that is that it got his high scores off his graphics. On the fact that it looked good. I'm going to call it. You ponies can be mad at me. If a pony watching, I'm saying Ratchet got rated high, not because of his gameplay, because of its graphics. That's it. Yeah, I voted, Paul. My game of the year was Psychonauts 2. Incredible. And it was a tough decision between It Takes Two and Psychonauts 2 because It Takes Two is freaking incredible. It is incredible. If you're able to play co-op with someone, they don't even have to own the game. As long as one of you all own it, you can invite somebody to play co-op with you. It is an incredible game, right? In terms of gameplay, platform, and leveling and all that stuff, it is one of the best games I've played this year. And me and Noah beat it, and we had a freaking incredible time with it. And the most incredible thing about It Takes Two is that within the gameplay, within the story, it's paying homage to games before it. It's paying homage to old school games, so many games that came before it, and you see that in the gameplay. It is incredible. But Psychonauts 2 was incredible to me too as well, in terms of the platforming, the gameplay, the mental powers, how you was able to use those mental powers, the mental aspect of Psychonauts 2, and how it handled mental disability. How it handled that, it was incredible. The story was incredible. The different environments and the stages. Oh man, it just all came along. And the characters, it's just an incredible game. And I know a lot of people kind of look down on it because it didn't, art style wise, it didn't look like Ratchet and Clank, and it didn't have to. It didn't have to, because once you played the game, some of the maps and places that you went in that game was just freaking gorgeous. But the gameplay and things like that, the storytelling, the relationships you build with the characters was on another level. So I think he got an opportunity to win too as well. Paul, you need to finish that. Want to see what you think about Halo then? Jump and shoot. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that, Alpha Whip. Look, Alpha Whip, we're going to continue this on Twitter. I'm going to stump your ass out on Twitter because I'm going to make a tweet and I know your ass going to show up in the comment section. You always do. But we're not, Halo not just jump and shoot. And not just jump and shoot. We got grapple hooks and all that shit. Grenade placement, how you approach the map. It's so much that goes into Halo. We're not going to do that, We're not going to do that. We come on now. Stop it. You ain't played Halo. You ain't a Halo player. You a pony, though. It's cool, though. So, yeah, we ain't gonna do that, Alpha. Not today, brother. Not today. Nah, today. You tried me, though. It's cool, though. But I'm gonna end it here, man. Look, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank everyone for supporting. Thank everyone for showing up and showing out and dropping a comment and being a part of the conversation. That's all I ask. Microsoft got some decisions to make in terms of 343. Hopefully they make the right one. Hopefully we get a new head, some restructures and things like that, because the future of Halo will always be important to the brand of Xbox, okay? As I say, continue to like, subscribe, and share. If you're not a member, or I got my member, the ability to make memberships now. I got to figure out how to do all that and get all that together. So at some point, I'll do that and then go from there. But yeah, thank you all for joining and showing up, man. I really appreciate it. It's 2:04. I'm about to go get my kids. All right, I got to get there a little bit early. It'd be about 50 cars out there. Let me tell y'all something, though. I got to whisper. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat while I whisper. Let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat while I whisper. Okay, let me know if y'all can. Okay, I know y'all can hear me. Now, I love going to get my kids from school. Because, you know, it's other parents that be picking up in their kids, right? Lord, but Jesus, help me, Lord. Forgive me right now, Lord. Forgive me right now. Oh, the parents that be picking up their children. Oh, Lord Jesus. Jesus, she thicker than that thing over there. She is thicker than that thing over there. And I just be enjoying the view. I just be enjoying the view. I pull up and I just stare out the window and I watch all of these moms, these beautiful moms. I don't know if they're single or not, but they pull up with these sexy and gorgeous bodies. Oh my Lord, South Star, I am not playing, brother. Lord have mercy. Why she built like that? How she built like that? Man, Jesus. Pick up that son. Girl, get your daughter. Get your son. Don't sit. Man, I am telling you. Look, hey, Rob, I'm sorry. I got to whisper this shit, right? You know, my brother don't want to get caught. I'm just saying, look, go pick up your children one day from school. And hopefully you see what I see every day, player. I'm finna go see now. You see these glasses? I got them on. They ready. I didn't clear them. I didn't wipe them off and everything. I'm going to see everything clear, right? I'm going to see everything clear. I know. I'm still live. Rob know what I'm talking about. Rob know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Rob Gaming. Shout out to Rob Gaming. Look, I'm telling you. Go up to your kid's school one day. And then the teachers, Lord, teach me. Educate me. I need to go back to school. I need to do a test. Give me a history book, a math problem, anything. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for supporting. I love y'all. I love y'all, man. And I'll see y'all on the next show. I told y'all during the off time, between my off time and work, that I'm going to be going live as long as we have something to talk about. Man, I'm talking about, man, they teach, I'm like, what, is that an Instagram model? Son, why didn't you tell me you have an Instagram model as a teacher? Huh, Dad? Why didn't you tell me you had an Instagram model as a teacher? I don't know, Dad, that's my teacher. Huh? That's a what? Lord have mercy. Let me get off here. Good show, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. Peace out. Let me go get these knuckleheads and get them home. All right, bye.